Once upon a time, there was a race of men who could outshoot, outfight, and outkill anybody. They were paid fabulous sums to act as mercenaries. The practice became so lucrative they decided to go into business. They became the most successful businessmen in history, and they called themselves Star Slammers. Yeah, that's what we're going to look at today. Star Slammers by Walter Simonson. This is quite the awesome book. I had the original graphic novel, which is included in this compilation. I got it when I was maybe around 13 or 14 years. It was very inspirational to me during my formative years. Just love this guy's work. This is, the original graphic novel was hand-colored. This cover right here is hand-colored. Beautiful color work, beautiful artwork, of course. We're just going to dive right in. By Walter Simonson, Star Slammers. Such a beautiful book. Okay, so this is one I got through Kickstarter, and it's actually signed by Walter Simonson himself, which is a pretty awesome thing. Absolutely. So, let's flip to this beautiful thing. The complete collection. That is correct. This is indeed the complete collection. So this actually has the original graphic novel, which is one of his earlier works. Was it published originally by Marvel? I'm not sure. Marvel graphic novel. Yes, that is correct. So it was originally published Marvel graphic novel. There's an in-between story called Fever Dream, which is black and white. The original one was. Original graphic novel was published by Marvel, and then there's a wait a second, 4-issue. Okay, I think it's 4-issue miniseries. I guess so. Star Slammers Special. It's chapter 5, and Star Slammers Epilogue. So I don't know. Would that count? Is that one of the ones? I don't know, but it does complete. It is a complete story. So. And there is there's sort of a little bonus bit at the end. I guess that's what one of these is referring to. And then it gets into some work he did, I believe, in college. It was his original Star Slammers was done for a college project, his year-end project or something like that, the end of the year project, something like that. It's pretty cool to be able to do a graphic novel for your project in school. Is kind of cool in college. But anyway, beautiful work. Just gorgeous work. The coloring is just wonderful. This is actually very much the definitive version of this story. Look at those characters, man. I love the white around them as well. They just pop. Such a cool image. Just love the way he handles faces. Just a wonderful style. Great backgrounds. Great. Look at that shot. Great spaceships. Hand-colored work. As I said, this is definitely a nicer version. I had the original. It's also fantastic, of course, but this one's a little more rich in color. The color's richer. It's a little more contrasted. This is definitely the nicest printing. I love his use of negative space. Here's a perfect example. This ship going into some sort of warp, doing a warp jump. Maybe a black hole, I'm not sure, but kind of some sort of warp jump happening. But I just love that use of negative space. And even here, he's even got part of the machinery going into the borders. The roof here is going into the border. It's just great, nice perspective happening. He does some really cool. Here's another example of a lot of negative space. Really good with negative space. That's a cool looking little scenery there. You can walk right in there. It's great.
Here's more negative space that's used a little differently, actually. I like how he does this field where a lot of it's just, you know, yellow, but you're seeing parts of detail throughout. Here it's like where they're walking, you're seeing the detail, and the rest is just yellow. It's very cool. Great shit. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really cool story, too. It's mercenaries, these guys, but there's also a spiritual element. There's kind of they are, what's I'm looking for, telepathic in some way. They can work together as a team telepathically, which makes them almost unstoppable as a military force. It's great the way he shows it in here too. He's just some great experimentation with paneling. He uses this grid pattern that you'll see later. It's a motif throughout too. This grid pattern, so you're seeing it here and there, but then eventually becomes the panels when the Star Slammers unite. Star Slammers unite. Kind of like Avengers roll out. Or no, sorry, Avengers assemble. No, it's Autobots roll out. That was kind of a Optimus Prime voice I was doing there, actually, at the beginning, I think. Roll out. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, look at that. God, I love his graphic way of depicting things. Just his explosions, it's just beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Yep, superb. Look at those eyes. It's a great panel. Yeah, his, again, beautiful use of negative space. Look at that. And the way the panel just opens right up. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah. Yeah, gorgeous work. Gorgeous work. Yeah. Still some of my favorite work by him. He actually did a great run, though, on Thor as well. That's what he's most... was one of his most notable works. It's what he's known very much for. Did a fantastic run on the Thor series. Just fantastic. Here we go into that sort of... this is where the grid pattern begins. You're seeing all the different Star Slammers working together, I guess, in this battle, and you're seeing each panel showing different Star Slammers. As it gets closer to the climax, boom, you get this kind of stuff going on, which I think is so cool. I love that drawing right there. All these, just great faces. It's really cool. So good. Yeah, he's very much inspired by some European artists, actually, who I've gotten into myself quite a bit, but I was into him first. But he notes Mobius, and oh, look at this. Yeah, here's an example I'm talking about. But yeah, he notes Mobius and Topi, who's also pretty awesome. Both European artists as two of his influences. Jack Kirby is one of them as well, who's also amazing. Yeah, so yeah, here's this layout's just fantastic. This grid, I love how the grid just continues throughout, but some parts of the grid are a continuing image, and then inlays of people talking, and other scenes of the battle. It's such a cool concept, cool layout, cool idea, cool execution. It's just so well done. Here's some more of that same idea. Just beautiful, beautiful work. Love this stuff. Look at that. It's like, here's all the Star Slammers, and it kind of goes into a pattern where it keeps going off into infinity, or gives the illusion that it goes off into infinity. All these little panels and these little. Well, it wouldn't be infinite. I'm sure there's a definitive number of Star Slammers, but there's a lot of them. That's the idea. So, no, they span the multiverse. It's an infinite source of Star Slammers. No. It's, yeah, but still, it's really cool the way that's done. So there's quite a few of them, obviously, that are connecting. But yeah, that was how they sort of that was his way of displaying their psychic connection, was that grid pattern and all the different faces, and it's just very cool. Wow, just some great layouts, great drawings, great coloring. Just love that, even the beautiful scenery there. Oh, look at that, eh? Such a great hero shot. Like this whole shot looks amazing. Great designs. Love his spaceships, his space scenes as well. Just they look great. I am seeing Mobius though in areas quite a bit. But yeah, it's very, very cool. Look at that. Heroes riding off into the sunset, or into a star in space. Actually, I guess. But or is that them warping? I'm not sure which, but it's very dramatic. It's very beautifully done. Yeah, just the perspective, the ship designs. Very, very cool. Here's the a black and white story. I believe this is the one. I think it was in Dark Horse. Was that where it was? Hold on a second. Let me have a quick look here. Was it IDW? No, I think it was Dark Horse. But hey, where'd it go? And it was here somewhere. Interesting. It's vanished on me. There it is. That was Dark Horse Presents. Yeah. So this was in Dark Horse Presents. His stuff looks fantastic in black and white. Again, I just love some of his graphic qualities to his work. I love that silhouette against the city. It looks awesome. Yeah, this stuff's really cool. Yeah. You know, there's times where, you know, it just looks great. Times where it's like, I'm like, it's hard to decide if I like some people's work in black and white or in color better, just because sometimes it just looks so great in black and white as well. I mean, I tend to prefer color generally, but, you know, because you get the full scope of everything, right? But sometimes just black and white work can look so awesome. Yeah. This is, by the way, larger than the average comic. Oh, look at that. Just looks fantastic. I love the ship design. This fantastic looking ship. I guess that's all the, what is this? I guess those are the Star Slammers maybe boarding the ship. I can't recall. It's been a while since I read it, but it's a great story though. It's fantastic. The miniseries is actually the miniseries is more about a lone Star Slammer. It's not a huge group of them. I mean, you're seeing some at the beginning there, but that's like another part of the begin of the story. But it focuses mainly this one guy here, right there, this one lone Star Slammer, and he's against insurmountable odds. But he is a Star Slammer, so, you know, some great layouts. I love that ship. It's very cool. I think this guy's running a simulation to see if, yeah, if I recall, it's pretty cool. Over and over again with the Star Slammer. So you're seeing a couple of scenes repeat there. But look at that. That's a gorgeous double page spread. I mean, just gorgeous. Look at that. That ship looks amazing. Just beautiful. I love the colors too. Rich, beautiful oranges and reds and just in the purples in the background. Just beautiful. Yeah. Great layouts, great graphic layouts. Looks right. Yeah. It almost has a Frank Miller quality. This one right here, just the general feel of it, the negative space, all that kind of stuff. Looks really cool. I love that, how graphic that is. His work's so interesting when he goes more, when he uses, like I find the newer stuff here compared to the older, like this is newer than the graphic novel, right? Since, and the same with the black and white one is newer than the first portion of the book. It was the graphic novel that I had when I was young. It wasn't until I got this that I got to see the rest of it, and I love it all. I think it's great stuff. But his work became more graphic, I find, like more dealing with bigger shapes and design, you know, like, but it looks great. And the letterer is great too. I think he always works with the same letterer. I think it's John Workman. I think his name is. Yeah, John Workman. That's right. Yeah, one of my favorite letterers. Actually, I should have remembered his name right away, but I questioned it for a moment there. But I know John Workman. He's awesome. Actually, John Workman and Ken Bruzenak, if I pronounced his name right. Two of my favorite letterers. Ken Bruzenak just like John Workman always seems to work with Walter Simonson, Ken Bruzenak tends to work a lot with Howard Chaykin. Like, if Howard Chaykin has a letter, it's usually Ken Bruzenak. And they're both amazing. They actually remind me of each other at times, too. They do some similar things. And they're both amazing. Like, the way they handle, like these sort of things. The rap. And, the sound effects, the way they handle bubbles. There are some similarities. Look at these layouts. Just fantastic. Yeah. Again, when he goes graphic and he's using Kirby dots, famous Jack Kirby dots, he loves using those. That's one of his influences. Definitely seeing those European influences at times in here too. Absolutely. Just fantastic work. That's amazing. Layout. Very cool, very cool. Kaboom! Very graphic, cool looking image there with the text. Very cool. Again, this is what I'm talking about. This kind of stuff. It's like, thraboom. Yeah. How creative can you get with the sound effects you come up with? I know they come up with quite a few. That's one of the things in Thor. I think some of the most varied and interesting sound effects they came up with for that. I'm assuming it was. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Was it the writer that put those in there? Probably Walter Simonson put it in there. And then not the text, but the sound effect, like the sound itself, like thrack-a-boom or whatever, But yeah, Workman does an amazing job with them, though. Cool looking guys. But I found it interesting, actually. Whoop. Let's put that back. Yeah, I found it interesting, though, that this is the way these soldiers look. But on this cover, they look like this. And I never understood that. And I think he used that twice, actually. I think it was another cover that had those, or a pinup or something. I love that design. I don't know if you get rid of the headpiece, it's a little bit like a stormtrooper. Maybe that's why he ended up not using it. But they just look really cool. I love that headpiece and everything. It just looks great. Yeah, but it would have been cool to see them running around in the book as well. But when it gets to the book, it's these guys again. These, which look really cool too, mind you. But yeah, they're definitely different looking than those guys. Maybe it's kind of hinting that there's many of them, different kinds, different types, and we're just seeing some there. I don't know, but they're a cool design. They're both cool designs. So, all right, cool, very cool. Nice double page spread. That's nice. Very cool. Very bold. Big shapes. Big shapes. Indeed. Yeah, that stuff, eh? So we're going from cover to cover. Cover to cover, my friends. This is a cool panel. I love his, again, I love the way he does machinery, his piping and tubes and wires that he does. Just some great stuff, I have to say. Very cool. I like the layout of this one here. Very nice. I even like the aesthetic of this panel, It's just, what is it, just a door? Like closing or something? Click, yeah. It's got a great aesthetic. Even the way it's separated, really cool aesthetic. Actually, has Mobius qualities right there, for sure. Yeah. If you can make something like that look cool, you're a pretty good artist, you know what I mean? Like, look at that. Just stuff shooting at the panels. Actually, this whole thing has stuff like that. This guy's flying out of the panel there. Stuff firing behind these panels. I love stuff breaking borders. I love doing that kind of stuff, actually. Oh, look at that. Look at that ship. That is so cool. Love that ship. Love that design. Love the way he drew it. Even the this stuff firing off of it, showing its motion, looks so graphically awesome. Just, it's great. Great stuff. There's some more of the wires. I love that top panel there, too. Just the whole graphic design of that. Look at that. So cool. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Let's keep going. There's a lot to look at. So there's those soldiers again. I'm convinced these covers were hand colored. They look more like airbrush and stuff. Like this is digitally colored. It's got to be right. But this stuff, yeah, these covers, and it looks like Steve Oliff coloring. I'm assuming that's who it is. Could be wrong, but I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Actually, Steve Oliff is one of the early people who started doing digital coloring. He started Ollie Optics. I believe that's what it's called. One of the earliest digitally coloring groups, or whatever you call it. Like, he started his own little company, digitally colored comics. And I'm not surprised. I mean, he was always one of the greatest hand colorists. Like, his hand coloring was amazing. Like, he was always one of the best colorists in the business. So I'm not surprised he jumped on the new technology and moved that forward as well. Look at this. Such cool stuff, man. Such cool stuff. That's a neat panel. Again, the John Workman lettering there. Braca! Very cool stuff. I love these long panels. I was mentioning that actually in my last video. Jim Starlin loves using those long panels as well, and I think they're so cool. Yeah. Those long vertical panels. Yeah. He's got a lot of character. This is based supposedly on a friend of his, so I think was I don't know, where was he? Was he a Nam or I don't know, but he was a soldier. A friend of his. This is, if I recall, that's what I recall reading somewhere or him saying in an interview. I hope I recall that right. But but he does have a lot of character. It's kind of good basing your characters on real people sometimes, because I don't think the guy necessarily posts from every time or used photos or anything, but he definitely has character. Like, I'm sure he's one of those artists who can just draw like right off the top of his head with great ease. I've seen him in videos drawing, and he's just great. Yeah. But I'm sure he studied him for a bit, got him down, that kind of thing. But such cool stuff. I think he does eventually contact other. There's that cover. I'm pretty sure that's hand colored. Let's see, Ori. I don't know. Is that the name of the colorist? Maybe. Well, that's not Steve Oliff, so I don't know who Ori is. I have a feeling it is hand-colored, and that's the name of the colorist right there. So, Ori. That sounds familiar. O-R-Y. Anyway, I might have seen his stuff before, but that's amazing. That's an amazing double-page spread. Great. That's really great, that lettering right there. The way her hair continues inside the lettering, I guess they worked that out together. That is so cool looking. Yeah. Very, very cool. Yeah, this is great stuff. Oh yeah, this is where he dons his Star Slammer's armor and begins to kick it real ass. I think this is where he kind of wins the war. Yeah, this page is amazing, where he's like just boom, 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 kicking ass, basically. Just look at that shot. It's great. It's really cool. I guess it was exhausting or something. Oh man, remind me not to do that again. He drops after that fearsome battle, I guess. Negative to me. I'm not sure why. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've read it. But it's just a cool shot. Yeah, very cool shot. Yeah. Here's that grid pattern coming back in. Yeah, so this is, I think it's some sort of psychic thing going on here. Are they fighting each other? Join me and we will break her. Stop! You are mine. I guess he's trying to... I don't know what's going on. I can't remember. I don't know. Only thing. Anyway, it is a cool story. I remember I loved it when I read it. Like, it was gripping all the way through. Here's that grid pattern again. You went back to it, and look, they're connecting to all these Star Slammers. We wake up singing and crying. We recognize one of our number. We thought was dead. We find the young telepath who partakes of our unity. He has helped our brother. Yeah, so they've awoken somehow, and they're helping this guy help the Star Slammer, this guy over here, the main character in here. Using their wonderful telepathic powers and combined energies to thwart the enemy. It's just a hand, but dang, that is so well drawn. It just looks so good. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so nice. Yeah, yeah. This page always reminded me of Mobius right there. Look at that page. That is so Mobius. That is so cool looking too, though. Look at that. Just looks awesome. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So stunning. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so beautiful. This stuff is so good. Anyway, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's finish this thing. Again, nice negative space. I like that long panel coming down and with the larger border. That's just very well designed. The way that comes out, that just looks amazing. Yep. Nice graphic imagery there. Yep. All right. Fantastic finishing page. Look at that, eh? That looks so cool. Very graphic. That's neat. I like that blown up. It's really cool. Here's another in-between story. It's kind of a, I don't know, an epilogue of some kind, and the villain returns again, black and white. His work just looks great, but he returns. Roar! I live. I still live. And of course, the Star Slammer's right on it. You know, he's right there. So who knows what's going to happen next, right? To be continued. I guess we'll have to wait. I'm not sure if he ever continued it after that. Yeah. What is this? Let's see. Present Star Slammer story told by Walter Simonson, created while he was a student at the Rhode Island School of Design. For more on the history of the early Star Slammers, please see Simonson's introduction on page 4 of this volume. I remember reading that before, but I don't remember too much about it. It's just a great book. It's a great book. Anyway, so now we're going to see stuff that he did in college, I guess, yeah. And School of Design. Well, it's the Rhode Island School of Design. Would that be his college years? I don't know. But here it is. This is what he did. And this is great, actually, because you get to see, even within this story, you get to see his work develop. You know, these are the early years. But you can see his work actually develop throughout. It gets a little more refined as you go through it. I love seeing artists, especially artists that I'm into. I love seeing their early works. And it's very cool. Very cool stuff. Yeah. Again, graphic. He was into always playing with graphic design type elements. Bold shapes, even back then. Yeah. This guy's cool. Very cool. Yeah. Still loved his sci-fi back then. Well, this is the original Star Slammers, right? This is actually a nice design. That's kind of neat. It's very cool. Yeah, good stuff. This actually kind of reminds me of Ralph Bakshi's Wizards. It's like something right out of there. His film, which I just saw with a friend of mine. We watched that recently. Really cool film. A lot of fun. I'm actually a huge fan of Ralph Bakshi. I've seen, even though I watched Wizards for the first time fully recently, I've seen a lot of scenes from it, but there's a few of his films that I absolutely love, which I highly recommend. One is Fire and Ice, which he did with the one and only Frank Frazetta. He actually worked with him on that one. It's fantastic. He uses a rotoscoping kind of style of animation. It just looks great. But he really captured the look of Frank Frazetta's artwork, but in animation. Like, it's so good. It's so good. Another one is American Pop, which is one of my favorites by him. That could have easily just been a live action movie and would have done. I mean, I just think it's just a great story. It's just, but it just works really well in animation, makes it more unique. That's really cool looking. I can even see, I don't know if he was if that early he got into Mobius and stuff, but I am seeing qualities in there. Maybe he did. Maybe he was into him since high school, whatever, but that's a really cool looking page. Oh yeah, he's already playing with that idea back then. Very innovative, especially for for such a young artist. That's really cool. Just the whole idea. But yeah. So what was I saying? Ralph Bakshi, yeah, great stuff. American Pop, yeah, it's a great story. Yeah, I highly recommend that. And the other one, The Lord of the Rings. Ralph Bakshi was the first person to bring The Lord of the Rings to cinema. Some of you might know that already, but yeah, he's just fantastic. Yeah, fantastic movie. It's not the complete story. I think he didn't have the funding to finish the film, like the entire story, which is too bad. But what he did, in my opinion, is amazing. I think there was even elements of the film he did where he, didn't complete stuff exactly the way he wanted to. But I think it's amazing. I think, I think it totally compares to Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. Some great stuff. You can totally see how stuff starts to refine as it goes. That page is great. Yeah, it's just some really cool stuff in here. Some of that stuff back there is really cool. Yeah. That's very neat. That's a nice page there too. So we're nearing the end here of this wonderful book. Yeah. So, but again, I highly recommend. Yeah, I mean, matter of fact, I absolutely love Peter Jackson's series. It's probably one of my favorite, trilogies of all time. I even enjoyed his Hobbit. I know some people, it's a little divisive that one. Some people are not as big a fans of that, but I think it's a great series as well. I mean, maybe it didn't need to be as long as it was, but, I enjoyed them, especially the first two. The first one, actually, it's the closest, I think, in many ways to the book. But they added a lot of stuff from the appendices and all that. But here, this is cool. This is like a gallery, so it's a early promotional drawing here. Yeah. Richard Ory, there we go. From a guy by wait, the same drawing colored from a guy by Richard Ory. Yeah, so he's the colorist. Yeah, so it is. I don't know. Some of this does look like digital in some ways, but some of it looks, it's hard to tell. Yeah. Some of that stuff does. This is obviously hand colored. That's great. That's by John J. Muth, another artist that I absolutely love. Just absolutely love. Him and Kent Williams worked on one of my favorite graphic novels of all time, Moonshadow. That thing's amazing. I'll definitely have to have a look at that at some point. But anyway, colors by Walter Simonson himself. That's really nice watercolor work, it looks like. Very, very cool. Promotional drawings. That's really cool. That's great. These are fantastic. Just fantastic. Slammer's cover for Card Illustrated number 8. Card illustration. These are cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. These are actual covers, I guess it looks like. Black and white versions. From IDW. See, I knew IDW was involved. Yeah, so they did Star Slammers as well. Star Slammers number 2. Cover of Advanced Comics Catalog. Star Slammers number 5. Yeah, it's really cool. Love that one. This one's very reminiscent of the original graphic novel. This one, absolutely love that one. Star Slammers number 3. IDW. It's also, it's seeing the character too from there, but it's just even the style. Like he almost went back to some of that stuff. It's beautiful. It's cool. But yeah, I do highly recommend. As I was saying, Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings, American Pop, and Fire and Ice. They're very cool films if you haven't seen them. Regardless, look at this. Great. This looks great. There's that great shot. Looks really nice. This was Star Slammers by Simonson, Walter Simonson. Yeah, this is a fantastic book. I highly recommend it. I got this one through a Kickstarter. I think I mentioned that already. Signed by the man himself. It's a fantastic, fantastic book. If you can find it online or if you can find it somewhere, pick it up. Yeah, because it's amazing. It's just so good. Yeah, just such beautiful works. Yeah. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Much love and peace.
you enjoyed this video, then please like, share, and subscribe. Autobots, roll out!
Hello everybody, this is George Todorovski. I hope you've been enjoying my videos. I love art videos. I do love art, and I also do art. So you can always support me by checking out the link in the description below, and you can pick up some of my stuff, and that'll help my channel, and I can do more stuff, right? So yeah, so this is some of the stuff that I've done. This is sci-fi design. Show you the fantastic works of George Todorovski. Some really cool stuff in here. Some design work I've done, professional work I've done, and some of my own personal works. This one here, actually on the left, is from the show Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman. I did 2 animated segments that I designed. I illustrated these ships in Photoshop. And I did it in layers so I can animate it. So these are actually still shots, but it is animated. Yeah, and I edited the scenes and everything. And Morgan Freeman himself actually voiced over my 2 segments. I was very, very happy and very lucky that happened. There are also scientists on the program who talk about theoretical sciences. That's what the show's about, and I was lucky enough to have Morgan Freeman himself voice over my 2 segments. That's pretty awesome. This is also a collection of my sketches. This was called, of course, the George Todorovski Sketchbook, Volume 1. Yeah, so this collects over 130 pages of sketches and designs. It's a pretty cool book. You can see there's a lot of work in there. You can look at this for a long time and find something new the next time. Like there's just so much stuff in there. You can, yeah, there's so much detail, and yeah, a lot of work in here. So that's some of the stuff I do. I also have a coloring book available, an adult coloring book, mainly because it's a lot more detailed at times than your average coloring book. So some really cool stuff in here. Yeah, so that's also something else I do. So, and, of course, I also have my very own comic. Issue 0 is available, the link below as well, of 0 Point. It's got a great wraparound cover. There we go, look at that, eh? Very cool, eh? And, yeah, I did everything pretty much. I wrote it, I drew it, I colored it, so yeah, so this is get you an idea of some of the work in here. It takes place only decades after we've made contact with alien life. We're moving out into the universe as a species. The main character, this guy here, Caden Porter, he makes contact with a higher dimensional being that changes him in very strange ways forever. So yeah, it's a pretty cool story. This is issue 0, and yeah, issue 2 is well in the works. I've even got some pages for issue 3 done as well. Yeah, so that's what I do. That's all my stuff. Yeah, so this is all available along with a few prints as well on my on the link. Sorry, in the link below. So yeah, check out the stuff. Would love your support. Yeah, cool. Thank you so much for checking out my videos, and yeah, have a great day. Much love and peace.